Welcome back to another episode of Dumb Stuff with Matt. Back on the GX. Look what showed up. Yep. Let's cut some holes, shall we? Step number 1 is to pull the airbox. Well, I don't think we're going to need that anymore. That one doesn't look real good either. We'll have to clean that out. Let me get that done, we'll check back in. While I was in that airbox, I decided to go ahead and treat some small rust holes where the bolts mounted up. Not really rust holes, but developing rust. Also clean this fender well up a little bit, make it look a little nicer. Not that it's going to matter, because in 6 months it's going to look like this. But hey, we're doing the right things around here, right? Here is the Snorkel that I ordered off of, I can't remember if it was eBay or Amazon. 77 bucks. I knew it was going to work because I had one on this before. I've already masked off the fender. Got our template on. Test fit to make sure it's close enough. Let's cut some shit. My favorite part. Here we go. Cutting holes.
Go in reverse.
Well, mistakes were made. Lessons were learned. Next time I'll buy the $450 snorkel kit instead of the $77 snorkel kit. The template was nowhere near where it should have been. It's not even really where it should be now, but we're just going to send this thing because that's how we do things around here. We need to do some paint touch-up work around the holes, and you know, where I obviously have no business cutting metal that's going to be used, used again. But anyway, we'll get back to it. We got updates on the Snorkel install. You got to remove the inner fender well. Not too bad. There's that many bolts. I didn't count them when I took them out. But there's the fender liner out. I do have the transfer tube from the truck that hooks up to the right here. We are going to start hanging the Snorkel now. Check back in. All right. Did a little better job of drilling holes this round. There's our 4 holes that hold our mount to the pillar for the Snorkel. So I'm going to go grab that and rivet that on. I'll be right back in. Nicely riveted, finished, and done. I did just use a standard cheapy rivet gun from Ace Hardware. I think it was like $7. Not a bad finish there. I'll take it. Now you can see I've cleaned out that mouse-filled airbox. There's something everybody needs to be aware of when they're doing one of these installs. That hole is a drain hole for the airbox. So in the case of heavy water, under normal use, that water's got a place to get out of the box. Well, the Snorkel here is so we can go in water as deep as we need to be. So we're going to take some RTV, fill that hole, and then also go around each one of these nuts. That way water can't come up and in. So let me get that laid down. Got our Snorkel mounted on the fender. Nice and solid. It is quite a pain to get up in there. There's only about this much room to get the nuts on. And there's no room underneath it. So I got the bolts on the bottom put on. Got the actual hood piece. I don't know what they call that. Air intake. Pretty solid little unit for $77. And I apologize, guys, when I was making this video, putting this all together, I had to do some trimming. Not only at this joint here, but also at this joint here. I shaved about 1/8 of an inch off this, 1/2 of an inch off the cross pipe, and another 1/8 of an inch here to get everything to sit where I wanted it to, but it is installed. Fitment. Looks decent. Except for the absolute wrecking of the paint, but it's getting wheeled. It doesn't really care. So let's see what we're going to do next. Well, I think we're going to cut it here. That is how you do a Snorkel for less than $100 on your GX470. I believe, by trial and error, this would also fit a 4th Gen 4Runner. I used the same kit for this one 6 years ago or so, and it fit just fine. In fact, the tube is still in the back of it. Right there. Again, that Snorkel kit I ordered was for a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, which if you do your homework, is essentially a GX470 with different badges. But anyway, yeah, we're going to cut this one here. I'm actually working right now on the sleeping platform build, which is now complete, but you guys won't see that for another couple days. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. We will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for stopping in.